Board of Commissioners from the Forest Preserve District of Will County to order, June 8th at 9:05 p.m. or a.m. a.m. Okay. Denise, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This morning, we're introduced the introduction of our news media. We have with us Nick Ryer from the Farmers Weekly Review. Welcome, Nick. Moving on to letter G, we need an approval of the minutes for May 11th, 2020. Did I skip roll call? I am so sorry, you guys. Gosh, and I also skipped.
And I was ready.
Woo.
I was poised.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Okay. Dean Schlotman. Van Dyne. Ogalla. Pretzel. Butler. Newquist. Balich. Richmond. Parker. Williams. Diaz. Winfrey. Coleman. Logan. Freeman. Revis. Mitchell here. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Costa. Trainier. President Mueller. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on, we have the presentation of certificate of mailing and certificate of publication. It's all taken care of. Now we can get to the approval of the minutes from May 11th, 2023. Motion, Trainier? Second. And can we have a roll call?
Dean Schlotman. Van Dyne.
Yes.
Ogalla. Pretzel.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Newquist. Balich.
Yes.
Richmond. Parker. Williams. Diaz. Winfrey. I got you, Diaz. I understood. we're gonna get this together. Coleman.
Coffee.
Logan. Freeman.
Yes.
Revis.
Yes.
Mitchell, yes. Ortiz.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
Costa.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
President Mueller.
Yes.
Okay. 16 in affirmative.
Thank you. Motion passes. We are going to mix things up a little bit today. Instead of moving straight to the treasurer's report, in the interest of time for our volunteers, I need us to have a motion to jump to move item number Z, presentation of awards, up to right now. So if motion, Trainier. Second Balich, previous Rivas. Second Ortiz, Revis, sorry. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. So we are going to move to letter Z, presentation of awards. First, we're going to turn it over to Ralph for Volunteer of the Year 2022.
Thank you, President Mueller. So our Volunteer of the Year for 2022 is Kim Shehorn. Kim has worked with us on a variety of programs over the past year, including paddling, family programs, events, and plant sales. She not only helps with our visitor services programs and the Nature Foundation's plant sales, but she also volunteers with the Conservation Department during habitat management mornings, special projects, and events. She began in the summer of 2020 with our Conservation Department. Since then, she's pulled back-to-back events with high energy and shining bright. For example, she volunteered for evening owl hikes 2 in 1 night after she did a habitat management morning, and to top it off, the high that day was 16 degrees. Not only is she capable in all ways, but she's also efficient and friendly. She sets the other volunteers at ease by striking up conversations with them. She engages with participants as if they are old friends. She is also so fully invested in the programs that she even volunteered at Trick or Treat in the Woods in costume, as a monarch butterfly, no less, delighting everyone there. plus not just one trick-or-treat program, but 3 days worth with multiple sessions per day at 3 different locations. Her dedication expands to paddling programs as well by signing up for almost all of the programs at Wallen Lake. Kim is one of the very best volunteers we've worked with in terms of enthusiasm, engagement, and willingness to do whatever needs doing. She's also an encourager. She's a motivated individual who motivates others, both staff and other volunteers, by her sheer positivity. Best of all, Kim is a dependable volunteer that we know that no staff and participants are in good hands when she's there. That sense of relief is so important when working with larger groups and knowing that you're not alone. Kim Shehorn, would you please come down to the podium? And I personally have had many opportunities to work with Kim at the plant sales, and I will second all of those things.
I guess, obviously, thank you. It's a real honor to be given an award for doing something that I absolutely love doing. Everyone says, well, why do you volunteer so much? And it's because I have fun. And I have to say, everybody at the preserve, like all the staff that I work with, they are so wonderful. And I don't think people understand how much work they do. The work that they put into every single program that they do. It makes me want to help and make sure that they are, they're successful as well. They stuff those cars full of, bonfire stuff and s'mores and, hot dogs and anything you can think of. And if you don't understand how good the programming is for Will County, go to another county and do a program there. I did a hike in another county and I was appalled and came back and I emailed Susie and Heather and I said, oh my gosh, you don't even understand. It was horrible. I was expecting a Susie or a Heather program and I got, ugh. And so that's what makes it worth coming out when it's 16 degrees, because it might be 16 degrees, but we have fun. Same with habitat management mornings. Some of those mornings it's below zero almost, and but we have fun, and you make great friends that become family essentially. So that's why people do this. So thank you very much. I appreciate the award. I was going to say.
Thank you. Ed Garner is here from the Nature Foundation of Will County. I believe we're going to have a check presentation this morning. Oh, and Cindy's here too. And Margaret Tyson's here too with us this morning.
Yes, all right. I think we have everybody. All right. I'll get everybody's names. All right, good morning, I am Ed Garner, and I serve as Treasurer of the Nature Foundation of Will County. I'm joined today by our fellow board members. We've got Julie, Cindy, well, Cindy is our Executive Director, Margaret, Elle, and Meta. So it's been a busy, everybody knows Ralph. I didn't think he needed an introduction. And of course, Ralph. Thank you, Ralph. It's been a busy time at the Nature Foundation since our last check presentation in February. Most notable was the record turnout of 600 people and a gross sale of over $22,000 on Saturdays at the Bringing Nature Home native plant sale. Sunday was a bit more relaxed with about 150 people and 5,500 in sales. And if you add to this the online native plant sale, which generated an additional $27,000 in gross sales, it overall was a great event for the foundation. Thank you to everyone that supported this event in any way. Today, we are both honored and excited to further the Forest Preserve's land stewardship, nature education, wellness, cooperation, and sustainability initiatives by presenting it with a check for $14,500 for the following initiatives. World's Finest Fly Fishing Tackle Exhibition. This special exhibition, on loan from the American Museum of Fly Fishing, runs from August through October at the Moni Reservoir Visitor Center and features a custom collection of rods, reels, flies, photographs, and books. The exhibit highlights influential anglers, all of whom exhibited at the Chicago World's Columbian Exposition in 1893. I will be attending that for sure. Animal ambassadors. Each year, the Nature Foundation provides funding for the purchase of food and supplies and annual wellness checks for each of the Forest Preserve's animal ambassadors housed at Plum Creek Nature Center, Isle a la Cache Museum, Four Rivers Environmental Education Center, and Hidden Oaks Nature Center. Today's check presentation also includes $9,000 in funding secured by the Nature Foundation from its corporate and foundation partners for the following two initiatives: 2 benches at Whalen Lake Preserve and Hidden Oaks with financial support from the Vulcan Material Company Foundation, educational program equipment for Hidden Oaks Nature Center with financial support from the Sergeant Thomas M. Gilbert Memorial Foundation, an organization committed to getting kids outdoors. Thank you to the Vulcan Material Company Foundation and Sergeant Tommy's Kids for their gifts and for investing in nature. In closing, thank you for your time, and please allow me to present the Forest Preserve District of Will County with this check for $14,500. Congratulations. Photo op time.
In front for the picture.
In front for the picture.
This is how we do it. Thank you so much to the Nature Foundation and all the work you guys put in. The plant sale was awesome. If you didn't get there, you missed out. Okay, moving on, we are back to letter H, which is our treasurer's report. Treasurer Newquist.
Good morning, everybody. The treasurer's report for this month is, as of May 31st, 2023, our operating statements indicate the district's corporate fund has collected $1.86 million in total revenues. That includes approximately $803,477 in property taxes, $673,000 $1,713 in replacement taxes and $247,176 in licenses and permit fees. The remaining balance is attributable to other miscellaneous income. For expenditures, the district has incurred approximately $7.72 million of expenditures for the period ended May 31st, 2023. Approximately $3.69 million of those expenditures are personnel costs. The district has experienced a net operating loss of just over $5.86 million year-to-date, including all budgeted transfers. Unless there's any questions, I will move to place the treasurer's report on file.
Second Diaz.
Dean Schlottman. Yes. Van Dyne.
Yes.
Ogalla. Pretzel.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Newquist.
Yes.
Balich.
Yes.
Richmond. Parker. Williams. Diaz. Winfrey. Coleman. Logan. Freeman. Revis.
Yes.
Mitchell, yes. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Costa. Trainier. President Mueller.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot my mic. Do we have any petitions from the public? Petitions from the public? Petitions from the public? Okay, moving on to the Finance Committee. Chair Richmond is not with us today, so Vice Chair Costa is going to cover this for us. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. The schedule of bills has the approval of the schedule of bills in the amount of $1,342,256.45, and I so move.
Motion by Costa, second by Newquist. Previous roll Van Dyne. Second Diaz. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Go ahead.
Next, are you going to move the screen forward? The approval of ordinance number 640, authorizing 1 residential license agreement and 2 non-residential license agreements, and I so move.
Second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next is an approval of resolution number 23-10, authorizing the submission of a land acquisition grant application through the Illinois Clean Energy Community Foundation for the acquisition of JC 50A1 and A2 and the Jackson Creek Greenway, and I so move.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
And the last is the review and approval of budget planning and adoption timetable for 2023, and I so move.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next meeting date is Thursday, July 6, 2023, immediately following the Operations Committee meeting, but no earlier than 9:15, right here at the Will County Office Building, 302 North Chicago Street in Joliet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Operations Committee, Chair Van Dyne.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam President, and everyone in attendance this morning. Under the Operations Committee, we have a couple resolutions. The committee recommended 8-0, award a contract in the amount of $59,329.81 to IAP Construction of Plainfield for the annual asphalt crack sealing and seal coating, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Previous Dean Schlottman. Can we get a second? Second, Steve Balich. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, approval of ordinance 641, authorizing public utility license number 23-12 to Northern Illinois Gas for the maintenance and operation of one 8-inch steel gas main at Hickory Creek Preserve in Frankfurt. Committee recommendation 8-0, and I so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Rejection of bids for the Four Rivers Environmental Education Center outdoor classroom renovations and permission to rebid the improvement project, and I will make that motion.
We need to have a fresh roll call because we have members who've entered the room. So roll call, please. Jackie, don't leave.
Okay, ready? Dean Schlottman. Yes. Van Dyne.
Yes?
Ogalla. Pretzel. Yes. Butler.
Yes.
Newquist. Yes. Ballich.
Yes.
Richmond. Parker. Williams.
Yes.
Diaz.
Yes.
Winfrey.
Yes.
Coleman. Logan. Freeman.
Yes.
Revis.
Yes.
Mitchell, yes. Ortiz. Berkowitz.
Yes.
Costa.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
President Mueller.
Yes.
Okay, with that we have 16.
16 in the
Wait.
I'm sorry?
Ogalla.
So 17 in the
17.
affirmative, the motion carries. Moving on to, go ahead, Joe, I don't need to do that part for you. Sorry.
In committee, the 2023 Buildings and Structures report was provided. Staff recommends the bait shop and Hidden Oaks Preserve to be classified as essential and non-designated, and designated a specific district use, and 6 structures at Hadley Valley Preserve to be classified as non-essential and designated for removal. I would like to make a motion for approval.
Second, Dean Schlottman. Second, Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
There was also another report provided concerning the Wolf's Crossing Road Trail connection. If there are no questions, our next meeting date will be Thursday, July 6, 2023 at 9 a.m. right here at the Will County Office Building. And that concludes our report. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Van Dyne. Moving on to our ad hoc committee, Chair Dean Schlottman.
There is nothing to report at this time.
Thank you.
There you go.
Moving on, do we have a need for executive session today? Okay, no need for executive session. Actions following executive session. We don't have anything for you. Moving on to letter V, we have comments by the public today. We have Sean Salisbury who signed up for public comment. Sir, if you'd come down to the podium. Do we have a time limit? Okay. And just, I believe we have a 3-minute limit on public comment, just so you know, sir. I think I can make that. Okay. You don't count my walk. No, we won't count your walk.
Good morning. My question, number one, been a county resident for over 60 years. I had the privilege of,
Could you introduce yourself too, sir?
I'm sorry.
I
thought
know I
you-
said your name, but for everyone
Sean
else.
Salisbury, I'm a Bolingbrook resident, been a county resident for over 60 years.
Great, thank you.
Is that good?
That's fantastic.
I had the privilege of living adjacent to one of your forest reserves. I'm not sure exactly how that's classified, but it's your property. The DuPage confluence in Bolingbrook, it butts up against the DuPage River. I find when calling the Laraway location, sometimes they have no clue on what it is or where it is. So just for the sake of some groundwork, if you will. My question today is specifically in regards to General Use Regulation Ordinance Number 124 that the board approved on the August 13, 2020. Section 9, Aviation, subsection B, operator flying an unmanned aircraft or drone on or above district property. I abut this property. We have a drone operator on there on a regular basis, 4 different craft. I've reached out to staff May 30th and another interchange earlier this week. I believe it was on Tuesday the 6th. I've also reached out to my District 11 representatives as well very recently, one 2 days ago, the other one just moments before the meeting. So they're certainly not fully up to speed on what my questions are.
Okay.
I would like to know what the board's intent was by that subsection I just read, subsection B. Because I'm getting an odd response from staff. And to boil this down and keep within my 3 minutes respective time, the staff is telling me that in order for you to have jurisdiction, that person has to physically be on your land. I'm dealing with four jurisdictions, if you will. I got Forest Preserve, I got the homeowner association, full disclosure, I'm on the board. Bolingbrook Park District, because the drone operator stands in Champions Park, which abuts our property and then your property. And then I've got FAA. I'm kind of working my way up the ladder, if you will, but I'm trying to get some understanding what this is. Flying an unmanned aircraft or drone on or above district property sounds like that should be pretty straightforward. Staff is telling me they got to be in place on your property for them to have some sort of interaction with that person. So I'm just looking for what was the board's thoughts in 2020?
That, I was going to say that I can't speak to. at
I
this
understand,
time.
but the
I
current
do
board's
understand that.
interpretation maybe would be a better.
And I know that there's been some state law actually recently, some legislation in Springfield regarding some of this as well. So, I mean, I would ask.
Everything I can gather, I'm no lawyer, nor do I play one on TV, appears to be all about being close to property lines for a village or municipality, those type of things.
Right. I'm also not a lawyer, so that is why we hire attorneys
That's
to
why you
help us
hire
with these
attorneys.
things.
I get it. I
That's why
understand.
one sits next to me during the meetings.
I'm a lawyer, I don't know the answer to the question.
I wasn't, just
But
for,
we can
just
find
for
out.
full disclosure, I wasn't expecting an instantaneous answer.
I think that you have a valid concern though, and you know, that's something we can.
And I'll express my concern fully. We had the opportunity, we retired recently, my wife and myself. We've only been in this house for 20 years. We put in a pool and it kind of feels not right.
It's fantastic.
And I'm trying to find a way to interact and so forth to get that curbed. If anyone's got any questions, I'd be happy to.
Sure.
Yes, sir. I want to understand the interpretation of this section 9, subsection B. Because it says on or above district property. Staff in an email interacted with me on June 6th, telling me that the ordinance language still refers to someone who is within the preserve. Someone within the property cannot fly a drone on or above a preserve. We do not control the airspace above our preserves.
Folks,
Me? I'm not the drone operator.
guys, hold on a minute. We have to keep a little bit of order here. The attorney has asked me for the commissioners to reserve their comments for commissioner comment.
And I'm going to
I
hang until the
understand
end
we
if
have
someone,
questions.
and I'm going to hang on to the end if anyone wants to talk to me.
Let Ralph address, please, first. Go ahead. Maybe that will help answer some of your questions. Please turn off your mic so.
Okay, there we go. So I can give you a little bit of background on that,
Thank you.
sir. Basically, we are only allowed to regulate the individuals on our property according to state law. We cannot control the air above our properties, so we can only, so what that indicates, in ordinance 126, it actually is that if you're not allowed to operate a drone while standing on our property. Now, also, if you operate a drone on our property and it descends onto our property, you are not allowed to retrieve that. You are now operating that drone on our property. So we kind of did a little bit of a preemptive. We were under the impression several years ago, state legislation was passed that would have allowed us to regulate some of the airspace above our property within certain distances. However, the state Department of Transportation has failed to write the rules that would allow us to do that.
May I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
So if this drone operator, once again, I'm trying to understand. So on this drone operator, you say you don't control the space above your property. If it is down buzzing wildlife, if it is flying low to, I have deer, I have hawk, occasional bald eagle, I have coyote back there. I mean, we love it. Trust me, one of the reasons we bought the home was for that. In fact, a very large reason. Go ahead, sir, I'm sorry.
We share your concerns, and there's currently legislation that's being reviewed in the state. However, we're having a little bit of a difficult time, and believe me, it's not just Will County. We were at a meeting yesterday with an association of other forest preserve and conservation districts, and all of us share that same concern. However, we're getting a lot of pushback from the state legislature with their desire to introduce legislation with regard to drone operation. Eventually, I think it will sort itself out, but just the types of things that you mentioned where the impacts to wildlife or impacts to other, to recreational programming and things of that nature, we're being advised by our professional associations that we need to document those things, and then that in turn will allow us to justify why we need this legislation.
What exactly are you trying to document?
We're trying to document destruction of wildlife.
Okay.
So
by wildlife, do you also mean floral as well? Plant?
it can be, and it can also be disruption to public programming or inappropriate.
So when this
actions in public
gentleman, and I know it's a male, crashed it in the preserve, not last Saturday, but the previous one, and he retrieved it. But what do I do?
You call the Forest Preserve Police Department.
I've called the Forest Preserve Police, not on this, but on various things. Because when we initially moved in, it converted from a farmer's field, which everyone was using as a dirt track, to motocross to whatever, and so forth. So I was very diligent in trying to get that curbed, and it's been curbed quite a bit. Very rarely do we see anything back there right now. Like I said at the beginning, DuPage Confluence doesn't seem to hit anyone's radar screen. It's not Hamel Woods. We're at the far north end of the county. So that also, I think, slows response. And my understanding from talking to various officers, that they have to actually visually see it for them to take action. And they have taken action in the past when I've told them, hey, I know this motocross is out there and this is where they live. They've gone by. Oh, sorry. I just kicked something I didn't mean to. My apologies. So I'm more than happy to help document that for you. Tell me how you'd like me to facilitate that.
How about this? How about we continue this conversation in a little bit?
That's fine.
Private?
No
Okay.
problem. Thank you for your time.
Sure thing.
And once again, I will stick around to the end in case anyone wants to chat, and I'll be very pleased to meet you and
Sure.
have an opportunity to have an interchange.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Did you have a question still, Jackie? Go ahead and ask Ralph your question.
Ralph, I look at my map and I know where Mr. Salisbury lives. I've been in his neighborhood and I know where Champions Park is. It's interesting to me, and I know you're not responsible for Google Map, but they show our confluence actually only being west of 95th Street. And I did believe that we owned the land to the east.
That is correct, south of the river.
So I should just take a look at a forest preserve map and I'd get a much better picture. Okay, and then do we know if, well, I'll hold it for later.
Okay.
Thank you, that's all.
Thanks, Jackie. Do we have any other comments by the public? I'm going to ask one more time, comments by the public, because I have to ask 3 times. Next, comments by our executive director. Ralph?
On your desk today is an advertisement for our Summer Blooms native plant sale, which it's not ours actually, it's the foundation's, but the online sale starts tomorrow. So if you want to get your plants, you can do it that way. That's all I had.
Buy more plants. Great. Moving on, we have comments by commissioners. Joe Van Dyne and then El Costa and then Destiny.
Thank you, Meta. It seems, this is just a suggestion, it seems from time to time over the last few years that we've always tried to move our presentation of wards to the beginning for, time constraints. And I was wondering if there's any chance that we can change the agenda to reflect that, put those folks at the very beginning of our meetings from now on, or if there's a reason why we haven't in the past. If there is no reason,
I'm unaware of a reason we haven't in the past, and I'm open to that if it's okay with our legal counsel. So can we get back to you guys
Sure.
on that?
Thank you.
And make sure there's no problems for that.
thank you.
And that, Micah, you can go after Destiny.
May I, President Mueller? Okay, thank you. I'm just curious, because DuPage County does have parks for model crafts, whether that's aircraft or boating. I don't think Will County Forest Preserve does. And if we can redirect any of these aircraft operators to a model craft park, is that something that we can think about or consider? Sounds like there's a lot of legality around it too, but in hearing resident Sean's concerns, I've also talked to some other residents across Will County who'd like to see a drone park in the county. Is that something that we can talk about in the future?
I'm sure we can talk with the chairs of the committees about, if that's something they'd like to approach. Thanks. Destiny?
Is my mic on? Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is kind of not Forest Preserve related, but I wanted to just let everybody know. I'm not going to be at the next meeting because I have to go to a meeting in Romeoville about the closure of the coal ash ponds. It's an environmental issue that I've been trying to raise awareness about in my district. Raquel Mitchell was at the meeting with me yesterday. Thank you so much for coming. And a few of county board members have signed on to a statement that we have put forward to Midwest Generation. So thank you for that. Thank you, Jackie, for showing up to the meeting and giving a comment, and Janet. And it's a really big issue in my district. So just letting everybody know that we are asking for Midwest Generation to remove the coal ash by excavation and complete removal to a federally regulated landfill, and we are not okay with them trying to cap it in place and just leave it for the residents to deal with later. So just want to let everybody know about that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you around.
Thanks, and thanks for the heads up about missing a meeting in advance, so we know. Thanks. Micah?
I am curious. I was traveling through parts of Michigan a couple times in the last month, and they had a thing, it was a promotional thing for residents to do a no mow May, something about the pollinators. Can you help explain the importance of that? And is this something that maybe we could promote in our area as well?
So the idea behind No Mow May is that many of our pollinator species that live underground or in the wild start to emerge in April and May as the weather warms up. The idea of No Mow May is that all of the clover or dandelion or other species that we consider weeds, probably, most of us, are blooming at that time, and they are all fuel for the pollinator. And so the idea is to give the pollinators that extra boost in the springtime when nothing else is blooming. So while we may see them as a nuisance, they are definitely beneficial to the pollinators.
So would that be something that like next year we could start like promoting, or would they be fined for ordinance violations on height of?
So we have done a little bit through social media. And we've done stories on our website about it. So we have promoted it as far as to that level, I should say.
It didn't appear that the lawns were that tall, and if it helps our little critters,
Yeah.
I don't see that as a bad thing. So I was just curious. Thank you.
I shared that on my social media as well, the things like that. Sometimes my neighbors get a little, want to have a conversation about the yards and the dandelions and everything. So I just happily share the info, and they can not mow in May if they don't want to. Because I know some folks really like to have it all mowed up. So any other comments by commissioners? Jackie? Turn your mic on.
I overheard we have a bench order, 2 more benches. Are we lighting a bonfire under this company soon?
From Vulcan, are you saying? Oh, the
Yeah, the
benches? Oh,
Vulcans-
those aren't ordered yet. So that's just funding that.
How many
Vulcan-
years is it going to take to get those 2 benches?
I'm sure your benches are coming rather soon.
I keep bugging Ralph. I donated money, I don't know, 6 months ago or
Yeah.
something for a
Only
bench
6
at
months?
Wallen Lake. And my name is not there for me to plunk my butt on yet.
Okay, it will be
So-
soon.
I'm just begging for my bench. And
I
I
love
did
it.
go by there on a bike ride Tuesday night. We still have water problems. I know you know. And that's all I'm going to say.
Mark, I see your light came on. Were you finished, Jackie? Yes. Okay, please go, Mark.
I'm curious, how much is one of these benches?
Benches are 2,500 and the pads are another 25.
I know we don't control prices, it just seems very expensive.
Yes.
I was just curious, but anyway.
I'm sure we will get high return on investment in sitting down. Okay, any other comments by commissioners? Great. Appointments and comments by the president. I don't have any appointments today. Comments, yesterday, I had a great day traveling with Ralph and Tracy to Byron, Illinois, to meet with one of the associations. And, oh, I'm sorry, and Lisa. Lisa was there too, you guys. She didn't ride in the car with us, so I kind of like, but I learned a lot yesterday, especially about the drone situation. And I think it was a really productive meeting. So it looks like all the organizations like us in the state we're all trying to move in the same direction and, maintaining what we have for our communities. So, and I encourage you, maybe if you're out by Byron, to go check out their golf course out there. They have a sort of a similar setup to Top Golf in their actual golf course as well. So you can, even if the weather's not great, you can still do a little golfing if you want and support one of our fellow forest preserves. So those are all my comments for today. We already did presentation of awards. So moving on, we need a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Any opposed? We stand adjourned until the same time next month. Please stay tuned. We have Decennial Committee next. Lisa, you can't leave. I'm sorry, I forgot you, but you can't leave. Guys, we're going to move right into this Decennial Committee because it's just going to take a minute. If I'm not mistaken, it looks pretty quick. So we're going to call this meeting of the Decennial Committee on Local Agency Efficiency Act. Call to order today at, what time is it? 9:47 a.m. You guys were killing it today. Okay. Sherry, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Newquist? Sorry, I forgot there's 2 Sherrys. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call, please?
Van Dyne. Ogalla. Pretzel. Butler. Newquist. Balich. Richmond. Parker. Williams. Diaz. Winfrey. Coleman. Logan. Freeman. Reppus. Mitchell, here. Ortiz. Berkowitz. Costa. Trainier. President Mueller. 16.
Are there other members on the committee?
There are, they're online, they can be. I don't know, I can't see who's online.
Okay.
Do you want me to ask?
We should have a few more members hold with us.
If I can see the names.
If anyone's wondering, there's some members from our Citizens Advisory Board who are also on this committee, so we're making sure we count for them. To, like, the public. They're our public.
They are allowed to participate online.
For this one.
That's all the people that we have online.
Ralph's going to explain this in a minute. Stick with us. We're about to have folks identify themselves so we know who's with us online. You're going to explain this, aren't you? Yeah, Ralph's going to explain this committee in a moment, so bear with us. If you're online with us, could you unmute and announce yourself, please? If you're a member of this committee. And you're on a phone. If you're on a phone or online and you're a member of this committee, could you please announce yourself? Who am I looking for? Caller number 3. We're not sure who you are. I'm looking for the following people online. Mary Ann Deutsch, Stephen Baker, William Brommer, Chris Cartwright, Barbara Parker, is it Jeannie, or Jean Toos? Tavis, I'm sorry I said that incorrectly, and Carol Zielinski. Are any of you on the phone or online? Could you unmute? What do we do? Right. Okay. Per our attorney, that is the role, and they aren't here. Oh. Okay, sorry.
Continuing with the roll call. Deutsch. Baker. Bromer. Cartwright. Parker. Tevis. Zielinski. Balich.
We had to finish our roll call because we have some online participation. So since he came back, we thought we'd toss him on the end. Thanks, Steve. Oh, Ralph needs that page back so he can. because I took it to call names. How many members are present?
17.
We have 17 members of the committee present. Is that enough to move forward? Okay, we have a quorum. Moving on, number 4, number 1, the new business. I'm going to turn it over to Ralph.
Thank you, President Mueller. We talked about this briefly back in April when the committee was first formed, but this is, the Decennial Committee is a creation of the state. Thank you. And it was signed into law last year, and what it essentially is that it's a call to all local government bodies, except for municipalities and counties, to prepare a report that details or shows how you work with others, your efficiencies in both your organization and efficiencies in government. What it was initially intended to do is to be pointed at some of the taxing bodies that are much smaller than ours. However, we and park districts and others got scooped up into the law. So what we are required to do is do an internal evaluation, take a look and document those efficiencies that we've identified, things like intergovernmental agreements, policies or procedures that we have that work towards transparency, grants that we've secured, ways in which we're trying to maximize our services at a minimized expense to the taxpayer. So we have 18 months from today to create a report. A working draft of that report is included in your packet. It's essentially an outline, and some of those sections of the outline have been completed and filled in. We as a committee will meet 4 times. This is our first meeting, which was required to be held prior to June 10th, 2023, according to the legislation. Our next meeting will be this fall, where we will be reviewing a much more complete report. You may ask, what are we going to do with this report when we're done with it? We hand it over to the county executive who collects all of these reports, and there's absolutely no guidance what that individual is supposed to do with them once they have them. But again, we will do what's required of us, and we will prepare our report and we will turn that over. I expect our report to be complete either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. It's just that second meeting, you're going to get a full draft. The third meeting, hopefully, you will adopt that draft or adopt it as a final document, or we'll make changes if they're necessary. And then the fourth meeting, all you're going to do is approve the minutes from the previous meeting that you approved the final report. So it's all on us. Obviously, any participation from the commissioners is certainly welcome, but at this point, I think we don't have enough information to provide you to comment on. So if you'd like to take a look at what we have so far and have us expand on that, we're more than happy to do that. Otherwise, I think that's about all I have to say on it.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Did you say our next meeting for this will be in the fall?
Yes.
Okay, and then will we attempt to have this meeting always after our full forest preserve meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Just for scheduling purposes, I wanted to make sure people understood that we'll keep trying to have it after that, because then we're all here already.
Yes.
Those were my 2 questions. Any questions from members? I'm sure if you think of something, Ralph is always available to answer, so. Okay. Thanks, Ralph.
Okay.
Moving on, reports. Next meeting date to be determined. Please watch your calendars. Do we have any comments by the public today? Comments by the public? Comments by the public? Okay. Oh, we're going to get there. Hold on. Comments by the executive director. Do you have any, Ralph?
I do not.
Comments by commissioners. Commissioner Butler, you were the first one. Go for it.
So, I'm hearing myself talk. Okay, I was just wondering, did we ever explore any alternative uses for the lands that were acquired for the possible airport, if that does not go through?
I don't think that's for this meeting. I think we would have to have that under a different meeting. I'm not sure we can, since it's not here on our agenda, we can't talk about that in this meeting.
Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you, as the Forest Preserve president, I've reached out to folks to say, hey, talk to us about what you're thinking with the airport, and I have not received much feedback on that. So, sorry, I know that's not for this. Joe Van Dyne?
Yeah, thank you. Just because this came up today, I guess I'm looking for clarification. I know this board has discussed, during COVID and after COVID supposedly had ended, we talked about board members being able to be a voting participant in committees or in board meetings. And it may be confusing with county board or Forest Preserve, but I would like a clarification on if we have to be present just for the Forest Preserve in order to, be a voting member in a committee or a board meeting. Because it may help in the future, because obviously we don't have a full participation today, and some folks maybe want to be online to vote, and I don't know if that would be legal or not. So I guess the question is for our attorney.
Could you please?
Yeah, so there are rules in place that will allow that if you have an excuse. It doesn't, you cannot count toward the quorum. I think you can voice comment on anything that's raised, and your vote doesn't really count if you're not part of the quorum, if you will. That can be done on any meeting that's allowed under the rules of the board. It's allowed by state statute. So if the board has adopted that rule, I apologize, I forgot my copy of the rules here. I don't know if that's in there, but I believe it is. For this particular committee, we should probably adopt a specific rule that allows online participation, because I think that was done as a convenience to the public members. And that's something I was going to suggest to Ralph that we put on the agenda for the next meeting.
Was that something the state dictated in there? Yeah, the state said we could have online participation for this one, which is why that was allowed in this situation. But I hear what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
So the
wasn't our
state
choice.
allows this particular case?
For this
but not
particular decentennial committee?
Okay.
Yes.
For the public.
Only for the public people, though, not the board.
Yeah.
Right. The public, like
Not
ours.
the elected officials.
Right.
So in the future, elected officials must be present in order to cast a vote?
For the decennial committee.
And for full board?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The only people in the decentennial, I don't even know how to say it, committee that are allowed to are the folks on that committee who are like from our Citizens Advisory Council, because they're the public that is required. So it's only for the public. Steve, I saw your light go on. Was your question answered? Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear us good today. Any other comments by commissioners regarding the decennial committee? Decennial committee? I'm never going to get it right, you guys. I'll try, though. Maybe by the fourth meeting when we're approving the minutes at the end. Great. Okay, so can we have a motion to adjourn, please? All in favor? Any opposed? We stand adjourned. Next meeting to be determined.